Hi, everybody. Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. And tonight on the Joe and Joe Weather Show, we're going to be talking about this complex weather pattern that is setting up for the weekend. And that's going to probably mean for some rain and a low that's going to develop off the East Coast. So we'll see if it meets low and nor'easter conditions. At least that's the way I'm seeing it right now. And that's tonight at 7:35 on the Joe and Joe Weather Show. The satellite loop today is very interesting because we've got three important features to look at. First off, we have Hurricane Lydia, which is out here in the Pacific, and it's caught in this long subtropical jet that runs from there across Mexico, through the Gulf of Mexico, and then to Florida and out in the Atlantic. And that, by the way, is being steered along by a very strong upper low. It's been here since Sunday. It continues to just circulate and remain stationary. And as a result, we get these waves of clouds that come by. But there has been at least some sunshine today. And as we move through the next couple of days, it should get a bit better. It's dry across the plain states. Then we have the third system to watch, and that is a storm off the west coast, and energy from this is going to be driving eastward across the United States, and that is going to be our issue for the weekend. Still hard to say how this is all going to play out with regards to the actual specifics. Well, today being Tuesday, we still have plenty of time to see what happens. Some scattered showers and a couple of heavier downpours at the midday hour in southeastern Massachusetts. We've got showers going on in upstate New York, particularly in north central New York, and back up and through northern Michigan. The Pacific subtropical jet is producing some rain through South Texas and the coastal bend, and reaching up into parts of southern Louisiana, although the rain there is on the light side. And then we have heavier bands of rain coming into the Pacific Northwest all the way down into northern California. Again, part of that western energy that is moving eastward. No severe weather is forecast for today across the United States. And for tomorrow, we've got areas of marginal risk from Nebraska southeast to northwest Missouri, and also along the west coast of Florida. And as far as Thursday into Friday is concerned, we've got a marginal to slight risk being indicated for eastern Nebraska, eastern Kansas, western Missouri, and southwestern Iowa. But notice nothing going on in the eastern part of the United States except for Florida. Marginal risk there for much of central and pushing up almost into northern Florida. But that's it. Weather's actually relatively calm across the United States, really. The WPC, the weather prediction folks, showing us with 1.5 to some 2-inch plus amounts in some places, from central Pennsylvania to southeastern New England, down into Maryland and Delaware. Big rains, southeast Louisiana, into the Florida Panhandle, southern Georgia, and then off the South Carolina coast, with the northern edge of 1/2 inch pushing up almost to the North Carolina state line. Big rains from South Dakota and northern Nebraska to back to Wisconsin and northern Illinois, and several inches or more of rain in the next 7 days on up into the Pacific Northwest. We're watching how this is all going to play out over the next couple of days, and what I have up on the screen here are the ensemble models, and each of those little red numbers there showing pressures of low and high pressure, and where the different members of the ensembles think the low is going to be. And of course, we've got the average position, which is what you see with the low in Illinois. We have no issues really for tomorrow and for Thursday, and probably for Friday too. Should be fine. Temperatures will be about where they should be for this time of year. I think tomorrow we could see upper 60s to low 70s. Might be a little bit cooler on Thursday as high pressure builds southward. And then this low is going to move, come out of the plains, and it will head across the Ohio Valley. I'm going to switch over to the regular GFS so you can take a look at this. And this is the simulated radar. One of the things that's important with regards to what happens over the weekend is that big upper low in eastern Canada, because every run we seem to see this hanging around longer and longer. The longer it hangs, the more suppressed the next system will be, and perhaps the weaker it will be. So that would be a good thing. Nonetheless, you do see rain coming in Saturday morning across New England, upstate New York, so actually more central and southern New England, down into New Jersey, Pennsylvania, over into Maryland. The low moves into northwestern Pennsylvania and then basically redevelops off the Delaware coast and then starts to move eastward. Rain lingering into Sunday morning, but then if this is correct, if we do wind up with something weaker, we might see some improvement come Sunday afternoon. May not get rid of all the clouds, but I think the rain might get out of the way. It's a very, very tough call at this point as to how this is all going to play out. And we're still going to have to deal with an onshore flow and lower pressures that are going to be to our south into the early part of next week, which means that clearing may be slow to occur and that we still might have threats for some rain or showers on into Tuesday of next week before weather conditions improve after that. So again, it's very, very complex. That low in eastern Canada, really the driving force in all of this. And we'll have all the afternoon model runs to look at tonight, and we'll see if we can figure this out on the Joe and Joe Weather Show at 7:35 p.m. So we'll see you then.